Good morning, Dr. Hickey, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Patterson, faculty, and fellow students. Preparing to stand up here today has made me realize a couple of important life lessons. The first being that my time here at Upland is slowly coming to an end. With my last ever Upland Invitational tournament over 3 months behind me, my secondary school decision made, and graduation just a little less than 2 months away, I've decided that I can't take the time I have left in this chapter of my life for granted. I understand that there will be hard days with the easy ones, which makes me realize I can't get caught up thinking about the negatives. I have to find the positives in every day I have left. We spend so much of our life sitting and taking up time worrying about small things that may not even matter tomorrow. I'm learning that over time I can't get caught up with small things and that I have to view the bigger picture, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Upland is the place where I've spent the last 11 years, which is approximately 470 weeks. I have probably spent more time on the Upland campus than anywhere else. I have created some of my most valuable memories here and spent most of my life learning, playing hockey, and meeting my best friends. I have walked, run, and skated for countless hours here, and I wouldn't want my life to have been any other way. Although some days have felt longer and more challenging than others, it's all part of my experience and this amazing opportunity that I have been granted. Throughout my life, I have always been told that time is of the essence, but what does that really mean to me? If you know me well enough, you know that my biggest fear is being late. Harvey McKay once said, "Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once you've lost it, you can never get it back." To me, this means that time is not going to wait for you, so you always have to make sure you're present and in the moment. While writing this speech, one recurring theme I found was the idea of how you spend your time. Sometimes you spend your time doing activities you love, while other times you spend it doing activities that you don't love. But how differently does time pass while doing things you love versus what you don't? When I'm playing hockey and I'm in an important game and there's 10 minutes left, that can be the shortest 10 minutes of my life. While on the other hand, if I was in class and there were 10 minutes left, it might feel like the longest 10 minutes of my life. Whether it's going by fast or slow, there's never enough time for everything. Time will never stop and wait for you. It is constantly moving and leaves us wondering, do I have time for this or that? The answer is if you will have time for it if you make time for it. Time management is something that is super important in my life, considering I play sports and go to school. I need to be able to find time to balance my homework while being away on trips for hockey, or making it to practices while trying to balance friendships and my personal life alongside that. My time management is a trait that I value having because it helps me in all aspects of my life. I have learned that I can never get those 10 minutes of my life back, and so I always have to put my best foot forward and use the time I have in the best ways that I can. When I think of the time I've spent so far in my life, I wonder whether if I would change anything. I sit back and look at decisions I've made and wonder if I made the right choice, said the right thing, or acted the right way. It's hard to know if I did because there's really no way of telling. Looking back on my 6th and 7th grade years, most of it is a blur with 2 years of COVID. COVID has affected my education along with many social aspects of my life. Although COVID was draining both physically and mentally, I don't know where I would be today without the struggle of wearing masks, having to stay 6 feet apart, or being in quarantine for weeks on end. I learned about perseverance and patience. I learned not to take my freedoms for granted and that I can work with what I'm given, even when I'm not given much. Even though those years were challenging, certain events stand out as victories, such as winning the Invitational in 2021. This was much more meaningful to not only the players, but the coaching staff alongside us because of the obstacles we faced to get there. I have learned to strive for my goals and to give my full effort and attention to everything I do. I know that whatever choices I make, I will end up satisfied because I've put full effort in every challenge that comes my way. I have had to navigate how I spend my time because I have learned how valuable it really is, and I want to take that knowledge with me going forward. We only have so much time on Earth, and sometimes people lose sight of that. As graduation inches closer day by day, I know that time won't wait for me. While writing this speech, I've learned that I can't take the time I have left with my friends for granted, and so I have to enjoy every opportunity I get to hang out with them or make memories. I hope that you walk away from this hearing with the mindset to never take anything for granted because it will be over before you know it. There will be so many opportunities in your future to shape you into the person you'll become. Meet these challenges head on and don't waste a second of the experience. Thank you.